It's very important for us, this study and the outcomes, and gives a lot of hope to our community.
A new study from the Center for Addictions and Mental Health found that people who suffer from long COVID have elevated levels of inflammation in parts of the brain associated with feeling enjoyment and the ability to think fast. Researchers at CAMH looked at brain scans of people who started getting symptoms of depression and cognitive problems after they got COVID-19. They compared them to brain scans of healthy people done before the pandemic and found those with neurological long COVID symptoms have elevated levels of inflammation.
A lot of things in life suffer when you have long COVID.
Susie Golding suffers from long COVID. She caught the virus in 2020 and still experiences cognitive defects today, including brain fog and aphasia.
There's a lot of grief in having long COVID, the grief of losing yourself as you once were, the grief of losing relationships, losing family, losing friends.
According to Statistics Canada, 14.8% of people experience symptoms at least 3 months after their infection, which equates to 1.4 million Canadian adults. Diana Sanchez Ramirez from the University of Manitoba says it's difficult to test if someone is suffering from long COVID.
The most common symptoms that people complain about is persistent fatigue, difficulty breathing, and brain fog.
At this time, many regions in Canada do not have access to long COVID clinics, like here in Manitoba. Sanchez Ramirez says access to this specialized care is important.
I think it will be important to advocate for long COVID dedicated services that could provide a comprehensive care for people experiencing these conditions.
The University of Alberta houses one of the only clinics in Alberta dedicated to helping people manage long COVID. Grace Lamb, who is the director at the Long COVID Clinic, says it's important to provide this service as there is no known treatment available right now.
It becomes a center, if you will, for these patients, a one-stop shop that can help them in a holistic way.
Golding is the founder of COVID Long Haulers Canada, which is the country's largest COVID online community with more than 20,000 members. She says it's frustrating that people like herself who suffer from long COVID are not believed.
Protect yourself and adequately and just not catch the virus.
In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.